Hello everybody, my name is Nathan, aka Grim, bringing you guys an update to my N64 collection. Thought I'd do this to obviously keep it up, update my collection, the games I have and all that, and to show off my new console I got. I got it a while ago. I wanted to end up doing a collection video eventually, but I never got around to it. But here it is right here. Of course, this is a Fantastic Watermelon Red, I believe. That's what it's called anyways. Console, I got it for about 100 something, 150 maybe. I don't remember, but and my fingers. I'm gonna do the bunny. But anyways, I wanted a special console. I don't want it, the original black. I wanted a cool console, I guess you could say. So that's why I got that one. And eventually, should be Sunday anyways, me and Lefman are going to be doing a geek out. Basically talking about, collecting games and all that. Collecting, I don't know, maybe different stuff. I'm not really sure yet. But, we're going to be talking about how to build a collection, how to start one, how to take care of it. Let's say you're wanting to fix a controller maybe, or anything like that. We're going to try to talk about it. Yes, that was a dog hair. But, yeah, Jesus Christ, it fell from up here. But anyways, let me go ahead and start with my controllers. Kind of burst myself right there. There's a box right there behind me, or in front of me anyways. My gray controller, of course, I had since I was a kid. It has the same thumbstick that one right there has. And I bought that from Lukey Games. The ice blue controller. This actually has the original thumbstick, which is kind of surprising. It's really tight and everything. Hard to find for sure. There, and the controller that came with the console, of course. This also has the original thumbstick on it. Also tight. I don't know how somebody takes good care of these things, but they do. Very interesting. But like I was saying, I like doing these collection videos, not only to show off what I have, but also to to keep whoever watches my videos in the loop of what I can do. If you have any recommendations. Like a few people have suggested I do Conker's Bad Fur Day or Banjo-Tooie. Lefman will be doing Conker's Bad Fur Day. I actually had the game now, which I'll show in a minute. But I'll eventually be doing Banjo-Tooie, probably not for a good bit. My stomach just growled. Probably because of how it's going to be an intense game for me to do, I guess you could say. I just right now I don't have a wanting to do it, I guess you could say. Of course, Banjo-Kazooie. I'm gonna blast through all the games that I showed off in my first one. I'm just gonna hold them up, maybe talk about it for a little bit. Banjo-Tooie. Eventually, I'll do it, like I said. A game I just recently got, Blast Corps. This is gonna be really fun for me and Lefman to do. I would like for me and Lefman to do it together. I think it would be pretty awesome. Like we could take turns each level because of how the game works. You're pretty much you're like, I guess the missile's being moved or something. I'm not really sure what the missile has anything to do with the story, but you're clearing a path for the missile and you're using different stuff to clear it. Like a huge robot, and I think there's like 2 different robots actually, which is really awesome. But it sounds kind of boring, I guess, maybe, but as soon as you see some gameplay of it, it's actually really fun looking. Buddy Harvest. I've played a little bit of this game, and you're destroying bugs. It's actually really awesome. This is the people who go on to make Grand Theft Auto is actually the people that made this one. This is also an open world type game. and you're fighting bugs. It's really awesome. I haven't got to play it yet too much. I just played a little bit of it to see if it worked and all that. Coming into Twist 2, of course. Left one will be doing that game eventually. Conker's Bad Fur Day. Like I said before, Left one is going to be doing that, and I can't wait for it. Donkey Kong 64, another game that Left one will be doing. Diddy Kong Racing. I can't wait to do the rivals of this. It's going to be really fun because it's very different from Mario Kart 64, obviously, because of, you know, it being rare, but also, you know, the graphics. For some reason, Mario Kart 64 just looks so really good. So really good. Does that make sense? I don't think it does. But I don't know what I'm talking about. But this game is really, really fun. It's not, you know, some people like it more than Mario Kart 64. I think it's a really good game, but I still prefer Mario Kart 64. Just because of my childhood, I guess. I never had Diddy Kong Racing when I was growing up. Dr. Mario 64, this is actually my nephew's, but I keep it, you know, just in case he's only 8, so he's probably not going to, you know, take good care of his game, so I have it here. I played it a few times. I would like to see me and Left go head to head. I'm not even sure what I'm talking about right now, but I think it'd be really fun. Here we have Duck Dodgers starring Daffy Duck. I can't wait to do the recording of this game. Record it, anyways. I cannot talk at all in this recording, so this is going to be fun. But anyways, I can't wait to record this because it's a platformer. I love platforming games, especially in the early years. You know, even though there's, you know, bad camera angles, obviously the polygons are really ugly, but for some reason I really enjoy them, and that's why I usually stick with N64 games. And I'll eventually be doing this game. Going to be fun. Excitebike 64, another Rivals game, eventually. Really good game. I actually suck at it. I cannot steer worth crap. So whenever we do a Rivals game of it, I'm gonna probably lose hardcore. Hexen, this game, if this game was better looking, I think this game would be up to par to Doom. That's how good this game could be, because obviously it's a first-person game where you're, you know, imagine like a medieval Doom in a sense, and you know, different. You have like the warrior class, a wizard class, you know, different classes that you can choose. Each of them have about 4 weapons, I believe, and I don't know, like I said, like the visuals, like for the most part, it looks pretty decent, I guess you could say, for an N64 game that came out, you know, 1997. Only a year of, you know, being launched. But there's actually a part in the game where you're hindered because of the graphics, and I think that's the main difference of, you know, of old games. If you are, you know, if you can't go any further in the game because of, you know, the graphics itself, then you know there's a problem with it. It's some butthole put marker on the top. I probably already showed this game off in my other recording video, or my collection video, but that's alright. Hybrid Heaven, I cannot wait to do this either. This game is, obviously it's by Konami, and imagine Metal Gear Solid, but I mean, it's nothing like it, but like there's, you know, like the story elements really awesome. You know, of course, it has that, you know, that crazy, you know, Metal Gear Solid type story going on, and it's actually a wrestling RPG game. And as how crazy as that sounds, it's really, really awesome and like really well put together. You know, there's some points where, you know, your fight takes about like 10 minutes because of, you know, you're saving up your energy and all that. What's really cool though is it's not just a wrestling RPG. You know, it's kind of like a third-person shooter almost. You know, almost like a I don't want to say puzzle because it's not really, but you're blowing up robots and jumping over them and all that outside of fighting. So it's a really, really awesome game. I actually recommend checking it out because it's really cheap. I got it for about $8. And that's another thing that I wanted to discuss about in the collection video is, you know, games. You know, of course you could start out with Majora's Mask if you want. You know, I'm not here to say how you should build it. You know, you can do whatever you want, but the thing is, of course, not everybody can afford, you know, the Majora's Mask or, you know, anything really, really expensive. So some people are, you know, tied to getting cheap games, and I'm going to be showing, of course, obviously you can watch this and see every game I'm going to talk about, but yeah, I'm going to give some really cheap games that are also really, really good, that will, you know, tie you over until you can afford, you know, one of the you know, Super Mario 64, Star Fox, all those other games. And another cheap game that I do recommend getting is Jet Force Gemini, a third-person shooter that you're also attacking bugs. I haven't played it too much. I've played a little bit of the first level, I guess you can call it a level. I'm not really sure. It's, you know, like when I first started it, I didn't know what was going to happen in terms of, you know, like how the game was going to work. Was it based on levels or was it based on, you know, whatever it was? But you can actually get the feeling of, you know, almost, I don't know, like, I guess you could say it's ahead of its time almost. You know how most N64 games and all that, you know, they're by level, they're not really, you know, they're not really open world. Kind of like I was talking about how Body Harvest was. It's almost like that. But highly recommended. I'm going to end up, I don't know if I'm going to record it or Aaron is. I do not know yet. Of course, Ocarina of Time, another game that Aaron's going to be doing. Lego Racers. This is another cheap game that could also be an alternative to Mario Kart 64 if you can't afford that. This game is, of course, not, you know, it's not going to be greater than Mario Kart 64, but it's really, really good because the power-ups are really awesome. You know, pretty unique. You know, you get to unlock different maps, different racers. You can actually build your own kart. The only bad thing about it is you have to use the memory card to save it, and it takes up a whole lot of memory. I couldn't even fit it all on my memory card, which was kind of lame. So I kind of just like said, screw that game. Mario Golf. I suck at this game. I believe I talked about that before. Not really. I guess I'm not really just. I unlocked Yoshi, I think. I've unlocked a few characters, but I usually suck at it. For the most part, anyways. Of course, the game I've been talking about for the past 5 hours now. Mario Kart 64. Really fun rivals. We can do 2 different rivals actually for it. We can do the battle mode, and we can also do the, of course, racing. Oh, that crack was horrible. Nice. Mario Party. Another Rivals game that I can't wait to do. The sequel to it, of course, Mario Party 2. I had this since I was a kid. We have Mario Tennis. I'm pretty good at this game because I had it for the GameCube, and then of course I moved on to the next game. This is one of the first games that Waluigi was on. And if you compare him to what he sounds like today, he sounds really, really weird. Not the same voice actor, I think, anyways. That and Mario Party 3. I think Mario Party 3 was where he started, actually. Pokemon Stadium, this is actually Lefum's. And in the Geek Out we're going to be doing, Lefum actually just got his N64 working just recently, and he bought Star Fox 64 and Castlevania. I think he's gonna. I would like for him to talk about how he's gonna build his own collection up. You know, he's gonna go get the expensive games first, or you know, is he getting the games from his childhood, like most collectors will probably do, and like I did. Pokemon Snap. I actually rented this game with Aaron. I think was with me, and we were playing it. I could only get past the first 2 levels, and I couldn't get past anymore because I was like a kid. You know, I didn't get to play it very long. But I actually just recently beat this, and for a game that had so much potential, you know, it wasn't used very well. There's only like 63 Pokemon in it. Kind of a bummer, but it was really cool because, you know, it's different, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. Even though it's Pokemon, you know, I still like the first 2 generations of Pokemon. The third one was, you know, I guess I grew up with it, but I can't really consider it my favorite among my, you know, obviously my top 2. Quake 2, another game I grew up with, and I have a lot of N64 games that could be rivals and co-op, or not co-op, but rivals and solo gameplay, you know, walkthroughs and all that. This is going to be one of them, and I can't wait to do that because I get to show off the green gun, and Leffen will probably know what I'm talking about. Rampage 2 Universal Tour. This game, I guess you could say it's gotten some, you know, bad reviews. I haven't really read into it, but one problem I have with this game is it's too hard. Like it's crazy how hard this game could be. But I'm hoping me and Leffen and a third person, because there's only 3 players in it, can beat this game finally. Because I have yet to actually beat any of the how this game works is you have, I think this one right here, the George the monkey and Izzy the lizard, or Guana, whatever this thing is. But you know, they're in a cage and you have to select them to unlock them. And I have yet to actually unlock anybody. I have to cheat with a password in order to use them. And you know, I think this is a really fun game, especially you know, if you're starting a new collection up, really cheap. So highly recommended. You know, it's not really fun by yourself, but if you have a few friends that are, you know, enjoying the collection, like, you know, the retro games as well, I do recommend it. Rayman 2, another really awesome platformer game that I believe Leffen is going to be doing. This game is actually kind of hard, surprisingly. I think I made it to about 55% into the game. I think half my problem is I tried to get all the lums, so I suicide a lot just to get a lum, and it turns out, you know, biting me in the balls. But really good game. Can't reach anymore. And then of course Rocket, the can't read that, robot on wheels. This game is another platformer. This game I would probably put up there with Banjo-Kazooie and Super Mario 64. It's not very popular, I guess you could say. But this is actually Sucker Punch's first game. And growing up, you know, I was a big fan of Sucker Punch. You know, I'm kind of bummed out they, you know, they're past Sly Cooper and they're sticking their time to Infamous, because Sly Cooper's probably my favorite, franchise. It's definitely my top 3 franchises, you know, that I love since I was a kid. But this game has a lot of good ideas, and I can't really say too many bad problems with it, because I beat this game recently, and I think like the last level was really hard, and I think that was probably about it. I do recommend that game. It's about $20. You know, it's a little bit rare. Scooby-Doo Classic Creep Capers. I don't even know what I just said right there. Classic Creep Capers. Oh my god. Another game since I was a kid and all that. I've been wanting to do this recently, but I think I'm going to wait a little bit longer for it. I'm not sure when, though. When I'm going to do it. Shadow Man. I cannot wait to do this either. I have so many games that I've just wanted to record, but I've not had the chance yet. But this game is a third-person shooter, almost, you could say. But kind of like third-person shooter slash platformer. It was based off a comic, I guess. And it's a horror game. Mature. Not a kid console after all. No, I'm just kidding. But highly recommend it as well. About $10 for it, I believe. South Park, of course. This is Leffem's game. Another G3 solo slash G3 rivals. Alright, so I discovered there. This is South Park Chef's Love Shack. I can't wait to do the rivals of this because of my history with the game and because of the nostalgia, I guess you could say. But there's that. Space Station Silicon Valley. My good friend Eric Koo suggested, well, we talked about it before, but I found it before we talked about it, but he talked about it again. And this game is really, really awesome. It's a puzzle game, but it's also a 3D platformer. Another game that I highly recommend, but its humor is it's amazing because of the humor, but because of the gameplay as well. And this is also a game that leads Rockstar into the path to make Grand Theft Auto because of the I think they call it DMA Design. I don't know which one. I can't remember what the company is, but this and Body Harvest are two games that are direct. They had some of the people that made Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto and all that. Spider-Man. This is the game that I was making fun of Posey because they decided to make marker on there, probably to show off. It's mine, guys. That's not really funny, but oh well. But anyways, Spider-Man. I can't wait for Leffem to do it because of the. We will be able to hear some insight of the characters that he probably knows a lot more than I do. But it will be interesting to see the gameplay and the commentary as well for that. So stay tuned for whenever he does that. Space Invaders. This is going to be one of the better co-op games we do. And probably going to be very soon. This is probably the first local game that me and Leffem do. And we're going to finally beat this game after so many years. Nostalgia is going to be hitting in very hard. Star Fox 64, of course. Aaron just got this recently. I think I've already stated that before, but I don't remember which recording that was in. I've taken a few shots of this, but I decided to reshot it in this one. Star Wars Pod Racer Episode 1, if you want to consider Pod in there, but it's not really in there. But this was actually Leffem's game when we were younger. This isn't this isn't his cart exactly, but he had it when we were younger, and it was a really fun game, so I decided to get it. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. I can't wait for Leffem to do this because it's kind of like Star Fox almost, but you're not on the rail. This game is really, really awesome. I played a few levels of it, but I can't wait for him to do it because of the obviously linked to Star Wars, but also because of the gameplay action and all that. I might end up getting the next one after that, Battle for Naboo, eventually. For Star Wars, oh wow, Super Mario 64. This is Luke Skywalker, and that's Darth Vader right there. You can tell easily. Don't get him wrong, of course. But Leffem will be doing this video, or this game anyways. He's going to be recording it. I can't wait for that. It's going to be very awesome. Very awesome indeed. This game's really heavy. Super Smash Bros, of course. This thing's really dirty. This thing's probably my ugliest cartridge I have. He has a booger on his nose. Look at that. I can't focus. My phone sucks. It is horrible. There we go. Turok, Dinosaur Hunter. This was obviously off of the comic. I played a little bit of this. I beat the first few levels, and I decided to wait to play it because I wasn't really sure if I wanted to continue or not. I actually really suck at first-person shooters, and when I play Majora's Mask, I really struggle with the first-person aiming and the with the bow and the hook shot. I don't know why. I just do. I'm just so used to, two sticking first-person shooters. I guess we've been spoiled. Wave Race 64, another game that we can't wait to do as a rival. I haven't played this too much, but I do enjoy it because of how unique it is, I guess you could say. And the last game I have is Covert Operations Winback, I should say. They should have. I don't understand why Covert Operations isn't on top of this. Excuse me. But it would make more sense if that was the case. This is another game that is a lot like Metal Gear Solid. As soon as you see the user interface, you will just instantly think of Metal Gear Solid. Very, very underrated game this is for sure because of how fun it is. Like, I had so much fun playing this game because of the action. The music was really cool too because how the music is let's say you have full health or you're in blue. It's very fast paced. I think it's more it's normal music. And then once you turn yellow, the medium health, that's when you go into the more fast paced action music. It's more upbeat. And then when you turn red, of course, lowest health, that's when things get crazy, and it's like, it's just really awesome how the music was incorporated into that. But I do recommend this game as well. It's made by Koei. My eyebrow's itching. But that is my collection thus far. I do plan on getting a lot more than that. And if anybody has any recommendations for a walkthrough or a game in general, go ahead and comment down below. I will be, of course, accepting any recommendations. But like I said, we'll be doing a collection, tutorial in a sense, video. Eventually, I will also be doing a tutorial of how to record how I record my games, how I record this, my Super Nintendo, all the systems I do have. Because right now I'm up to the point now where I can record everything that I have without any problems. Using different tactics and Premiere to edit and all that. Alright, so if I just go right there, I was talking and my phone decided to stop recording. But anyways, I was having a lot of problems with the how to record and all that. So I had a lot of ugly videos that I've I don't like, but I also can appreciate because of my growth of recording. Now my videos are top notch compared to what they used to be, and I'm more vocal. You'll know my humor a lot more than what it was, and all that. So very awesome to see that. But I've been babbling way too much. Stay tuned for the Collection Geek Out, where we're, like I said before, talking about how we would recommend building a console, how to, where to find some replacement parts, how we buy our games, how we recommend buying the games, and all that. And I guess we'll talk about a price range as well. depending on your situation, if you can afford a decent amount of games, can you not afford a lot of games, what genre do you prefer, and all that sort. But like I said, I've been babbling way too much as I lisp a lot, and I couldn't talk at all either. But my name is Nathan, aka Grim, and I'll see you guys in the next video I do, which will probably be Majora's Mask, hopefully. And I'll see you guys later.